Hey everybody, welcome to TMI Live. And as you can see, we have a special guest today. We have Vendetta on the side screen here, and she's joining me live actually in the same room. So if you hopefully aren't hearing too much of an echo. We also have a special guest in the background there. That is my buddy Dave, who is visiting here. And I am speaking to you live from my mother's house in Tahunga, California, where we are here. Cleaning out her house because we're selling her house for her. And it's a long story. I may get into it if you guys want to hear the whole story, but that's the reason why I'm speaking to you in a rather unusual situation. Yeah, if you recall from a couple episodes back, I was here about a month or so ago, and it was before all of this drama came up with her breaking her hip and forcing this home a last minute move. But anyway, I'm glad everybody is here and could join me in the last minute. And sorry again for the delay. We just trying to work out the technical kinks over here with setting up a live show in the middle of my mother's living room. So I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us. We have on the side panel, I can already see here, we've got Pick, we got Mark Morris, we have Michael L., we have a Porsche Speedster, we have J Delta, and we have Abigail, and she's got a whole new avatar there. I like that. So thanks everybody for joining us today. And I just want to make sure that we're both coming in pretty clear. Could you say something, Vendetta?
Yeah. Hi everyone.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
Hopefully, you're not hearing too much of an echo of me through her microphone, since you're hearing me live and hearing me recorded in the
same room.
Yeah. So let me know on the side chat there if how we're coming through audio-wise. I could maybe try to tweak a few things in terms of the audio settings on my part. Electronic vibration on voice. Would that be, I'm assuming, mine? Let's see if I can change from external microphone to the mic to the microphone. Let's see if that sounds better. Definitely an echo for sure. I can deal. Thank you, Pick. And see, is it any better now than before? And I can look into the other audio settings as far as dealing with echo. Well, actually, echo cancellation is on, but so Mark says it's better. Okay. All right. So we'll go with this. You know, the mic on the PowerBook on the Mac products are just excellent. I was using the mic on my earbuds before, so that probably has the low quality that you were hearing earlier. So, okay, we'll go with this. How's that? Okay. So let's get started. We're talking about let's get started by giving a little plug to our sponsor today, as on the other previous episodes, which is Aura, which is the online cybersecurity company that I use. Actually, we use as a family because we have a family plan with Aura. And as I've mentioned many times before, Aura is a great platform to use for cybersecurity because they bundle a bunch of services together, which includes credit monitoring, spam blockers, and the best part that I like is the data broker removal service. So you can just authorize them to get your information off of the web from all these online marketeers using Aura, but also they have a VPN and they offer $1 million in identity theft insurance, all bundled into one low monthly fee. So why wouldn't you use Aura? Because we do. So just want to give a plug. And if you want to try them out for free, use my link, which you see there on the QR code. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can get 14 days free. So yeah, try them out. They're great. Okay. So here's an early bird clue for everybody out there who wants to get a prize today. What are we going to give away today? We're going to give away some EVIC flags. They're flag patches that I actually don't have a sample of. I wish I brought it with me down from San Francisco. But we're going to give 3 winners an EVIC flag that has Velcro on the back, and all you have to do is type in on the side chat hashtag the name of the brand that we are seeing here in their old icon logo. Make sure there's no space between the two words that form its name. And this is your clue as to which brand we're going to be talking about today. So if you know which brand this is, and if I just want to give a quick clue here to Mark Morris: no space between the two words. So just keep it one word. Just thought I'd do that. So if you, Mark, make sure that you repost with without a space between. And Mike Lagonis, make sure that you have a hashtag and no space. Okay, so get your hashtags in, and you're going to be eligible for the test we're going to have at the end of the episode. All right, let's get into the new videos, and we can get to the main topics. The first one I wanted to share with you, this is a brand new scope that's come out from Cytron. It's the S6, and this is their 60 power scope. So this is their highest power scope. Cytron is a very highly respected, high-performance scope brand out of Japan, and they have an excellent class, really well known in the long range and also sporting community. Great scopes, high-end Japanese scopes. And for those of you who saw my review of the March scope, this is a bargain at less than $2,000 compared to the March's almost $5,000 scope. But this is a 60 power scope that is excellent. Here, let me share with you the video I shot over at SHOT Show while visiting them and looking at the prototype.
S6. This is our bench rest scope. It's a 10 to 60 by 56 scope.
10 to 60, 6 to 0?
Yeah, 10 to 60. So we've got plenty of power to reach out there, whether it's to measure mirage or you're actually shooting long range. So it's got plenty of power on the top end, 10 to 60. So it'll do everything, especially on a bench rest. You could be shooting either air gun or you could be shooting high power, whatever. So you might be shooting 2 miles. There you're going to need the 60 power, but also on some of the air gun competitions, they use that as well.
Because it's also the targets are so much smaller.
They absolutely are. And like I said, some of the competitors love the 60 power. They dial up, they read the wind, read the mirage, and then they'll dial back down to a more subtle power. Works really well.
Yeah, so that's quite a nice scope, I have to say. Not cheap by any stretch at I think almost $2,000. It's less than that $2,000, but still not a cheap budget scope by any stretch. But compared to some other even higher end brands, or equivalently higher end brands, this is a pretty reasonably priced 60 power scope. Like you said, air guns. So I think this would be great for your Red Ryder. No, I mean, for your PCP gun. Oh, we got Hillbilly here. Hey, how are you? Yes, I know. Unfortunately, I think we're picking up a little bit of echo from the room because we're both, Vendetta and I are both in the same room. I don't know if there's any way to reduce that. Vendetta, are you on echo reduction on your sound settings? Or maybe I could just mute you for temporarily. Let me see here. I don't know if that's any better. Yeah, actually, I'm hearing less echo on your end. Do you know, Vendetta, do you know if you're on the mics, which mic you're on, if you're on the PowerBook?
Says I'm on my computer.
Okay. Well, you're on mute, so I guess you're okay. Better. Okay.
I think I don't hear a difference really on my end. So it sounds the same to me.
Okay.
I mean, despite the fact that you're right across the room.
Yeah, I don't think part of the challenge here is we're both literally about 5 feet away from each other. So I guess that is the downside of actually doing live when you're both in the same room. I mean, I suppose you could sit next to me and we could all be being picked up by my microphone. Maybe that'll work. Do you want
Do
to
you want
do
me to
that?
try that?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
This is the beauty of live, isn't it, folks? Okay, she's gonna. Oh yeah, you could roll over. You could just roll that. You could just roll that desk over here.
With your mom's walker that we'll be bringing back up to her later.
Actually, I think we're gonna donate that. But
I hope so. It doesn't look stable.
Yeah, you can either
It
look
doesn't
on.
look stable.
Here, I'll scooch over.
I don't know. Should we be like? My head looks smaller than yours.
Okay, well, I don't know. How does it sound, folks? Are we working out over here, both of us together, sound wise? Okay, Pick says it sounds great. Say something.
Oh, okay. Testing.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's continue on, shall we? Okay. So let's on to the next video. And we got somebody new here, Barnaby. Hey, welcome. So our next video is I just completed the 100-yard challenge that was put up. There is challenge target by Day at the range. Definitely check out his channel. And he put up a set of challenge targets that anybody with a rimfire is welcome to try out, and try to see how well you can group with your particular rifle and ammo of your choice at 100 yards. And you have 2 chances on each of the challenge targets, and see if you can how good of a 5-shot group you can make at 100 yards. And he's broken it down to different types of rifles, whether you have a factory rifle or an upgraded rifle. So there's a lot of opportunities there, and also he wants to see what different kinds of ammo everybody's shooting. So I shot with both CCI standard, and in this particular video I shot with TAC 22. So there you can see the round, and there's my sighters on the left. And I'm shooting a CZ457 factory stock. The only upgrades I've put onto it are a Area 419 rail, and of course the scope is a Discovery Optics. The scope doesn't come with a rifle. It's a Discovery Optics XED 6-50. And the TAC 22 actually shot very well. This was my best group, as you can see. Had a couple of shots in the same hole, which is the best group I've ever shot with ammo. One interesting thing to note is this ammo is put out by Norma, and even though Norma is a Swedish company, this is Norma USA, and even though they're a Swedish company and it's their USA branch, the actual rimfire ammo is manufactured by RWS in Germany. So totally a United Nations of ammo in one box that you're getting here. And Renee is joining us. Hey, Renee. Hey, I'm glad that you bought an Arkin. Which one did you get, by the way? Great scopes. So I'm happy that you're happy with your Arkin. Mark says, my 22 has a lousy barrel. It's shot. Okay, understandable. Marlin 60. It's not unusual that you shot it out. I mean, everybody who got a Marlin when they were a kid, probably, we as much ammo as you could afford with my allowance. Yeah, I shot that thing. I'm surprised it's not my barrel isn't shot out, but certainly not my best shooting rifle anymore by any stretch. And I probably thought I shot better with it when I was younger, but I don't know. Abigail says, Norma makes great ammo. My home defense ammo is Norma 50 grain 5.56 hollow points. And Fluffy millimeter Jeep guy, 10 millimeter Jeep guy. Hey, thanks for joining us. Okay, so those are the 2 videos that I posted on my Moondog 2A channel. And on my Moondog Reviews channel, I posted a review of a Phoenix E0 6R, which is their sort of big brother to their 3R, which is a keychain light. And this one, technically, it's like a stretched out version, a little slightly, ever so slightly thicker version compared to the 3. So you could, as a stretch, consider it a keychain light. It's a little bit bigger than, say, those folding key fobs. I don't happen to have mine on me, but you know what I'm talking about. I think VW and came out, or Porsche VW came out with those big key fobs that have the remote as well as swings out. So the E06R is about that size. So technically you could call it a keychain light, and it certainly has a little loop built into the body that you could put your keychain ring through. And it's an all metal body, and the overall design of it is very similar to the E03R with the activation button there, and you can see it's kind of a disco light, LED light on the side there. You can see how small it is. It fits in my hand, and this is the beam pattern that
This is low, medium, high, and this is turbo mode. I'm going to turn on the UV light. Can't see it that well on the camera, but it is quite visible with the naked eye. And our laser. There we go. This is the Phoenix. This is low, medium, high, turbo.
And I don't know if you could hear a little bit of that
And the
rumbling
laser.
at the beginning of that outdoor test. Those are fireworks.
I can see it with my naked eye out to the telephone pole.
And that's 120 feet, as I measured with a laser rangefinder, that pole there in the video. As I mentioned, fireworks, I recorded that particular review a few days before July 4th. So those are folks practicing their fireworks in the neighborhood, as they tend to, the week before and the week after.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Yes,
Not 3 months after the holiday.
true. All right, so that's the video that I posted on Moondog Reviews. And on Moondog Go, my travel channel, I posted a little video walkthrough of a section of the new Super Nintendo World in Hollywood. And it's the Thwomp Panel Panic mini game. And scattered throughout Super Nintendo World are a bunch of little fun mini games that you can play. And the point of it is you do each of these little mini challenges to earn a badge if you get these electronic
You have a
wristband. Yeah, power wristwatch. It costs $35, and it's for diehard. What?
Stuff.
$40?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like two $20 bills to just cover it.
Yeah,
And
but you got to be a real diehard Nintendo fan
oops, I didn't
Guess
realize
what?
I was wearing this today.
to really want to spend that kind of money. Of course, if you have kids, you kind of are obligated to do it. But so the Thwomp Panel Panic is a mini game that's unique to Hollywood. It's and it's kind of hidden. If you can see here in the thumbnail, there's Bowser's Castle, and to the left of Bowser Castle, you can see the sign for to the beginning of Mario Kart ride, and to the right of it, you can see that big toadstool, red toadstool. That's Toadstool Cafe. But if you look in between, there's this doorway, this below the castle there. There's two people. One's a guy wearing a white shirt, a woman wearing a black shirt, both wearing jeans. That doorway there takes you to the Thwomp Panel Panic. But otherwise, there's no signs to it. There's nothing that's sort of telling you go here for this special minigame. So part of the attraction of being at Super Nintendo World is it's kind of like a video game. There's like hidden little Easter eggs everywhere. You have to just find them because they're just there. But they don't design signs or signage to get you to go there. You have to explore, which is part of the fun. And here is the Thwomp panel Panic.
Are you guys ready? So all into blue, okay? Alright, you guys can tap the screen once you're ready. Remember, all in touch blue, all in touch blue.
So you've got to hit all the blue panels before time runs out.
Great job. So now we're going to tap the corner right there to get your key. Great job. Tap your first.
Great job.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this about the wristbands for Nintendo World. You could actually use it as an amiibo for games,
Oh,
including like Zelda. Because when I was in San Francisco, well, you were down here. I was in San Francisco, and then Tomas, our son, reminded me to use it for Breath of the Wild.
so what do you get with the wristband when you're playing Breath of the Wild? Do you get any bonuses?
Yeah, you do. You get all this free loot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
in the game.
That's pretty cool. Hey, so we have a special guest who has his own channel on YouTube. I should highlight here. Just follow me. 1, 2, 3. Hey, hey, Mario. Speaking of Mario and Nintendo World, I hope you get a chance. I know Mario's in California as well, so hopefully he gets a chance or has had a chance to go down to Universal Studios here in LA and check out Super Mario World, Super Nintendo Land at Universal. So that's what I actually have a whole series of us exploring Super Nintendo World, and have a long video. I think it's 20 minutes of going through all the rides and all the mini quests there in real time. So
Well, you got it truncated into 20 minutes, but it did take
yeah,
like
it'll take longer, especially if you go there during the middle of the day and in the summer when there's crazy long lines. Yeah, it'll take longer than 20 minutes, but I cut out most of the line waiting parts of it, so you can just enjoy the actual rides, seeing a little sneak preview of them. So Mario says, "Man, I need to go, especially since there's no tourist." You know what? Tourism's a little bit down in general, I think, this year. Do you think that?
If I could speak for San Francisco, yeah, a little bit more so, but in the very touristy areas, I think I don't notice it as much because they tend to congregate in those places more so than other parts of the city. But I'm surprised that people still head around. Like I work near Japantown, and there's still a lot of people.
But I don't know. Do you think a lot of out of town tourists go to Japantown? I think it's more locals, but maybe I'm wrong. It's a little
I could tell the difference.
okay. So she still thinks there's a lot of tourists. So I'll go with, and she's a local, so she would know.
But yeah, there isn't as many as there used to be.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We've got. I'm going to continue with next week with a few more videos from Super Nintendo World, and then I'm going to follow that on with some videos of other attractions at Universal. So check them out at Moondog Go. And I should remind everybody, while you're watching this, especially if you're in the side chat, don't forget to hit the like button, of course, on the video while you're watching all of us and typing your. Hey, Portia Speedster says, "I love J-Town growing up." I forgot. Did you grow up in San Francisco? That's pretty cool. I think I remember Portia Speedster mentioning to me that he grew up in California, but I didn't realize it was in San Francisco, and he now lives in Pennsylvania.
Oh wow.
near
Those are
not too
miles
far
away.
from Philly. Oh, so Portia Speaker said L.A. So okay,
Oh.
I guess so you're right. People from out of town do visit J-Town, Japantown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Moore says California is like a bowl of cereal. Once you buy all the nuts and fruits, you're left with a bunch of flakes. It's true. That is a valid excuse. In if you're a Californian, if you miss an appointment or are late, you just say, "Oh, sorry, dude, I flaked," and it's okay. So, yeah, part of being from California. Okay, so that was a part of the video or part of the show where I showed you all the videos I posted this week on my 3 different channels. I'm asking you guys for your assistance in coming up with a headline for the thumbnail for an upcoming video that I'll be posting up later this week. And that is for my comparison video of comparing TAC-22 to CCI standard in my CZ457. So I'm going to be shooting both of them at 100 yards, and we're going to be shooting 20 rounds with each of them, and we're just going to compare them side by side and what the kind of results that I get with my rifle. And in both cases, my testing protocol for these is I'm shooting 4 5-shot groups with both of them with a warm-up round before I start the test. But of course, before I start the test, I'm also shooting through anywhere between 5 to 12 rounds of ammo to zero out my scope for that ammo. And before I start testing either of those 2 ammos, I run a dry brush through the barrel, through the bore twice, just so that we can start with the same level of fouling for the barrel. I don't do a deep clean before starting, but I do run a brush twice through there. So the headline that I'm going with is TAC-22 versus CCI standard. I know, so creative, but maybe you guys can come up with something better. There we go. Battle of the budgets is what TJ thought. And let's see. Oh, okay, I'm looking through the other posts, but I think they're in commenting to the state of California, the comments. But I like that. Let me get a screenshot of that suggestion from TJ Fishing. Battle of the budget. Now, I don't know how much TAC-22 is in your neck of the woods. It's generally or about the same price as CCI standard, and it really isn't intended to be as the photo and kind of implies, it's a little bit of a more rounded nose, I believe. And it's intended for semi-auto, specifically 22 conversions to cycle more reliably in those kind of actions. So it's not really a bolt action long range round by any stretch. But for whatever reason, I can't find any RWS rimfire ammo of any kind in my area of California, at least not any of the local stores or the Bass Pro near me or any of the other sporting stores. I used to be able to find it at Turner Outdoors and Bass Pro before COVID, of course. But now I can't find any RWS, and the TAC-22 is the only thing that is made by RWS that I could shoot. So Michael asks, who makes TAC-22? It's actually manufactured by RWS, though it's put out by Norma USA. But the head stamp is RWS, and it says on the box that it's manufactured for Norma USA by RWS in Germany. And you know what? I'll eventually start purchasing ammo again now, thankfully, because they struck down the law that was restricting out-of-state ammo purchases via mail order in California. Fortunately, they were able to strike down that law in the Ninth Circuit Court. So now I've been able to start purchasing reasonably priced ammo, especially for rimfire. So I'll be testing a bunch of different rimfires moving forward. Portia Speaker asked that specific question. So prior to this, you had to do you could only buy ammo if you shipped it directly to FFL in California, and because of all the paperwork that's involved, the FFLs again would charge you $1.50 to do a background check, and now they've actually upped the price to like $10. And then they also charge a moderate processing fee. So, if you wanted to test one box of ammo, of rimfire ammo, that's $5. Then it's going to be a $30 box of ammo. So that's why it was just stupid to Portia Speedster's point. Yeah, that's why I sort of limited myself to whatever rimfire ammo that I could test, that I could get my hands on at a local store. But now, because that law stricken down, the only thing I have to worry about is the shipping costs. So, yeah, I'll be testing a bunch of other ammos real soon. So, anyway, back to the question. Let me just look. We're reading through here. I guess no other suggestions for the headline. I'll move on. But if you come up with any ideas for anybody watching this video afterwards, please leave me a comment. And hopefully if I see it before this weekend when I post this video, I'll add it to the retinue of thumbnails that I test on all my videos. So let's give you the next clue on the Name the Brand contest for everybody. I'm giving away 3 EVIC Stars and Stripes patches. So you're going to get a flag a Velcro patch that has our good old Stars and Stripes on it from EVIC. That's put out by EVIC. To 3 winners out there, if you get picked on our automatic software. But to qualify for this, all you have to do is put hashtag on the side chat, hashtag and the name of this brand. I'm looking for a 2-word brand. Note and remove the space in between the 2 words. So it's just hashtag 2 words together. And the clue is that this American casual dining chain was founded in 1969 in Tennessee by a Shell gas station owner who wanted to create an old-timey general store concept of a diner to encourage longer stops and sales at his gas station. Now, the restaurant was filled with antiques, bric-a-brac, and features rocking chairs for sale on its front porch. And this, from this one location in Tennessee, expanded into practically nationwide casual restaurant chain. So if you know which brand we're talking about, put in the side chat there, hashtag 1 word, even though it's 2 words, but make it 1 word. Don't put a space in between, and you'll be automatically entered into the contest. And hint, this is the main topic of today's episode. And that is this monstrosity. So I think everybody's heard about this particular brand. It's Cracker Barrel. And the big hullabaloo right now is the new corporate remodel that was announced by their CEO of the brand and the store. And let's start off talking about the store, which, as I mentioned in the previous clue, the interior, it was meant to evoke an old-timey diner, mom-and-pop diner, or general store. And it was just filled with real antiques, which I always was amazed with going to different Cracker Barrels around the country. Each of them was filled with a different antique, because they actually literally, got real antiques or stuff that looked like antiques and put it into the stores. And so no 2 were exactly the same in terms of the stuff that was on the walls, but they were still always interesting. Especially, I love the old photographs of things.
Photographs and prints from who knows when. I remember like fishing poles and things like that. But
Yes,
that's the first time I've seen the. Is that a prototype? Or
this is the
actual
new.
picture?
There's apparently a handful of new locations in Florida that they tested out this new remodel, and that's their newer location. And I've got a couple other photos, but this is the first photo that I saw of theirs, and the first thing I thought of was, this is not Cracker Barrel anymore. This is Crate and Barrel, because yeah, those are antiques, but to arrange them like that is a little frou-frou to me. And the
I don't know what's frou-frou, but it's like it's trying.
It's trying. It's trying too hard to
And
be cool and
I-
contemporary.
Yeah, I used to pass by the Crate and Barrel on my way home from work, and I feel like the walls don't really match that, and but the lighting does. Uh, the seating is like they don't match. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
like
sure.
the booth.
It's really strange.
That booth. It looks like they've smashed together the new remodels of the McDonald's with Cracker Barrel.
Oh, like those chairs you on Wayfair.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Wayfair
that's
meets
what it feels
Wayfair
like.
meets Cracker Barrel to me, and I could understand, wanting to move away from the dark gray, warm gray interiors of the Cracker Barrels on the left. I would be okay if they went with like an ivory, a lighter tone on the walls.
Or
But
just do more woodwork.
yeah,
Yeah.
or just raw unstained wood. That's fine. But the way they arrange this is it's no longer. It doesn't feel authentic. Like these are authentic antiques. It just feels like Wayfair.
That's an antique.
Well, these are antique. The stuff that you find in antique shops, like roadside antique shops.
Nicely arranged on a square panel.
Yeah, that's trying too hard. That feels too Wayfair to me. So I could totally understand. So I'm sure everybody, or if you haven't already, the internet is all sort of up in arms about the changes. This, I think, they could have made some changes to the interior and it'd be okay. But just the way that they've handled those antiques and try to arrange them as art is just pretentious to me. Now, this is what I think of when we go to Cracker Barrel, especially the general store in front. And to be honest, I always thought this was a bit of wasted space, or at least I should say wasted space. It's fun. It feels like going to all of the roadside tourist trap stores that I always stopped at when we were going on cross country trips, just crammed with random stuff. And it always amazed me really that they could actually turn a profit by turning half of the store into this sort of random gift shop. And I love the sheer amount of choices on candy for a kid. This is like being when you were a kid and going to Toys R Us. It's like, oh my gosh, there's all this candy. But all the other junk that they have in there, I always wondered who buys that. Granted, we do. We've bought toys there.
I've bought like this funny puppet thing for the kids.
But have you ever bought any of the clothes or the music and CDs there?
Oh, I got Dolly Parton.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Fair
enough. Yeah.
Christmas hits, and let's see, what else did I remember buying other than the candy? Like mini video game, a handheld one.
Yeah, Tomas still plays with that. We got
Yeah.
Galaga, like a mini Galaga, like a keychain sized Galaga there that he still loves playing.
Got something for my mom. She likes the shirt.
I guess it always amazes me that they make enough money in sales in the gift shop to justify having basically half of their property be devoted to that kind of retail space. So, but apparently I'm somewhat correct in my amazement that it turned a profit, or disbelief that it could turn a profit, because apparently even before this big drop in share value that happened, as Pick mentioned here, dropped to 10K in value in terms of their stock. Their stock has been sliding. It's lost half of its value over the last 5 years because they just haven't been as profitable. And part of it is, like I said, half of their retail space is devoted to just random gift shop. And I got to wonder how much money return on investment is their gift shop making per square foot versus the restaurant side. And let's just talk about the restaurant for a bit. Let me go back to this. Here's a question I have for you. What do you think of their food? And can I go first?
And you go first. Yeah.
We've been going to that's our favorite place to stop to eat when we're doing a road trip, especially when we're living back east. And we always stopped. We always made it a point whenever we saw a Cracker Barrel. If we were anywhere around lunchtime, we would hit Cracker Barrel for almost every trip at least once. I mean, we definitely would like to eat a more like local place, but if a Cracker Barrel showed itself, we would stop there because I like the food. I always thought was consistently good. I especially loved their country fried steak. To me, that's the best place in the country that I could consistently get a good chicken fried steak. But apparently, some people have said that their quality of the food has gone down. Also, like the fact that they have fairly general, I think, reasonably priced for the kind of portions you get, because we've almost always had enough to take home afterwards,
Right.
even though we don't always, because when you're traveling, unless you have a microwave in your hotel room, there's not a chance to reheat anything.
But speaking of the food not being as good as it used to be,
Mhm.
I think in our last trip there were some things that were missing.
Oh yes, some dishes were missing. Maybe they
Yeah.
were already starting to
Yeah.
transition. So yeah, we were a little disappointed. We were eating at a well. Also, this was at a Cracker Barrel in Vegas, right?
Was that
Is that-
Vegas? No, that was in
What was that?
New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey. That's right.
Mhm.
That was the last time we had it. It was we were coming back from Bad Blood, and we stopped at in New Jersey to eat at a Cracker Barrel. And so what's your favorite dish?
Oh, collard greens is my go-to for side food. I'm sorry. I keep thinking of meatloaf. The meatloaf,
They have a meatloaf.
yeah, the meatloaf and the blackened catfish. I think that's what it
You like
is.
the blackened catfish?
Yeah,
Okay,
I do,
I don't think I've
actually.
ever had the blackened catfish, to be honest. I'm not a big catfish fan unless it's fried catfish, like in a po' boy. I like because I always find catfish to be a little too, I don't know, like jelly-ish in terms of texture.
But then again, I kind of like changed my diet. So I guess before that was like waffles or the all day griddle
Yeah.
with lots of butter.
So what's your? Let me ask you this as we'll continue talking about the decor and the branding changes here. Post up on the side chat. What is your favorite side dish or dish at Cracker Barrel? And have you guys noticed any decline in terms of overall quality of the food there? Because I'm curious, since we don't eat there as often as we used to. There is, I think, 2 Cracker Barrels in California, but they're not anywhere near us. Like there's one outside of Sacramento on the way to Reno that we stopped at, and I think there's another one on the way to Vegas, like out in Barstow or somewhere, but not sure. But they're certainly not anywhere near within 2 hours of San Francisco where we live. So that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm noticing in the new Cracker Barrel is I could be missing it just looking at it right now is the peg games that it's on at all the tables.
Oh, the peg game. There's another thing that we can discuss here. Let me see if I could find the photo of the peg game. Okay, so here's another reason to hate on. A lot of people have hated on Cracker Barrel, or at least accuse them for being woke, because they changed the wording on the back or on the back of the peg game here on the left. you got your score. And if you got all of them right, you're a genius. If you leave 2, you're pretty smart. If you leave 3, you're just plain dumb. And if you leave 4 or more, you're just an ignoramus, ignoramus. And that's just the way it was up until now. It's saying that if you leave 3 or more, no reason to be embarrassed. Try again.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's another reason why people are saying that. Yeah, it's definitely gone woke when they change the wording.
I thought
So you don't lower your self-esteem.
you know what? I thought you were going to say something about the game missing a few pegs.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing. And there's some change about it that's just like, what? We don't get new pegs?
No, that is a
know.
risk. Just like whenever you go to to somebody's house or a community center that has a box of a jigsaw puzzle in a box, you may or may not have all the pieces. Yeah. So sometimes when you're at the Cracker Barrel, you got to check to see if your peg game has all of the golf tees in it, or at least enough to actually play the game.
Tom just takes it off the other tables.
Yeah, I just take it out. Yeah, if there's not enough on my table, I'll just grab it on the next available table. Hey, J Delta, thank you for posting a super sticker. Much appreciated, dude. Totally. That's one of the reasons why people are thinking that's gone woke, along with the fact that it looks more like the interior of a Creighton barrel instead of a Cracker Barrel, to me.
But not there yet.
Yeah, so this is I posted up. So these are photos of a Creighton barrel, so you can see here why I'm saying it. It feels more Creighton barrel than Cracker Barrel. And along with this, people are also talking about the changeover in the logo, which, as 2 graphic designers, we could at least for sure speak about. And the fact that yes, they have gone through some iterations of changes over the many years, starting from 1969 to 1977. They didn't even have an illustration or any sort of mark other than sort of old wood type font, type of logo. But then they, in 1977, they introduced the illustration of the old man next to the Cracker Barrel with this strange kind of 70s artisan, folky kind of custom font that it does feel kind of old school, kind of turn of the century, but it is very hard to read. And I don't even understand what that shape is all about, that weird bean shape. So I can understand from a readability standpoint if you're driving down the road. But this has to do with graphic design. If you're driving down the road, you can see it from a distance, and you're driving. That's the reason why one of the first brands, gas brands, to come out with their own logo was Texaco, with the star, the white star on a red circle. That was very visible from long distance, and everybody knows 76. And so there's reasons why you want a nice, readable, very visual logo from a sign on the side of a highway standpoint. But the new Cracker Barrel logo, it's just it's just there. I can totally understand keeping the typeface, so there's some brand consistency, but I don't understand why it's all the extra white space around it. It just seems, from a scale standpoint, weirdly.
Are they going to expand into merch, or?
I don't know, but if that's their standard logo lockup with that orange kind of hexagonal shape, I think it's supposed to look like a barrel, but it doesn't look enough like a barrel to me.
It's a barrel?
I mean, I don't know what that shape is. Somebody said that it kind of looks like a barrel, but it doesn't look enough of a barrel to me to be like, hey, it's in a barrel. Okay, at least that would have made more sense.
from there is the barrel. And
So-
and another thing is the, as far as the font goes, it's not, you know, we were talking earlier about the old timey mom and pop feeling of the shop. It has a little bit of that kind of roughness in the font, but then when you look at this, it doesn't, it looks like a generic font.
Yeah, it's very generic. Hillbilly had a VIP show last night, and he asked the same question. And Country Fried Steak one is the number one. Yeah, I love their Country Fried Steak. And as Portia Speedster said, and a couple other comedians have said that, yeah, they got rid of the cracker and the barrel.
Are
in
they
the
the
logo.
make crackers looking like that?
Yeah, it would make more sense if they gave you a cracker with every meal that had that shape. But yeah, what is that? Just big. It just looks like the typeface looks too small for the area that they have it in.
As I said, unless they're going to brand it into like a cheese cracker with a logo in the middle looking like that, burnt in.
Yeah, that's what speaking of burned in, I wish they would make it, if they wanted like a cool contemporary look that still feels authentic and old timey. I wish they would have done like a wood block print, or like Hatch posters from Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you guys have, you should, let me know if I can Google this. Look up Hatch prints. They're the guys who made all the classic rockabilly and country music posters in Nashville for the Grand Ole Opry. They're still there. They still make those classic musical performance posters in Nashville, and their prints just look just beautiful, and it's real, it's authentic. I wish they would have done a little bit of that in here.
Okay, that's what's missing.
Yeah,
Authentic.
it just feels generic.
It's like too far. It went too far.
Went too far.
Yeah. It was like my eye.
Speaking of too far, apparently this is their concept for a spin-off from Cracker Barrel to a smaller drive-through version.
Wait, where does the car go?
Well, I guess outside. So this is sort of like this is their you can go in and you can dine in, but also it has it's more along the lines of a Taco Bell, and it feels a little more like a Chipotle or a Buffalo Wild Wings to me than Cracker Barrel. But can you believe it? If you think the new redesign of Cracker Barrel is bad, this is their new concept that they're looking into for creating these smaller restaurants that feature a spin-off from Cracker Barrel. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like or feel like Cracker Barrel. You know who I think is doing a pretty nice job with integrating their visual brand, or just like their brand in general? It's actually IKEA in San Francisco.
IKEA?
Yeah, actually, they have there's whole section on just like local food, what do you call that? Storefronts, right from ice cream to, I think I ate like some avocado salad from Mediterranean store. It's next to IKEA, but it's still IKEA, and it's their prototype. So you haven't gone there yet, but
that's going to be one of the next places I definitely have to go. It's filmed for Moondog Go.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the borderline of that sketchy area that you see on TV everywhere to like the more touristy area that we were talking about earlier. And it still feels like IKEA. You could still get, their cinnamon bun on the other side there or so, but it's still integrated, and you still look like you're walking around IKEA looking for that extra part downstairs that's missing from your bookshelf.
Okay. This is their cafeteria. This is in lieu of their cafeteria you're talking about.
You mean this picture?
No, I'm talking about the what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
It's part of their cafeteria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
As I said, they say it's a prototype.
So yeah, this image apparently is a prototype of their more downscale, or at least that's what that came up when I was looking up information about the remodel of Cracker Barrel.
Can you buy harmonicas?
I don't think in this place. I think that's just this. This is just food, and it's intended to be a bit of a to-go kind of place.
Yeah, it just looks like a completely different restaurant altogether.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our take on this whole Cracker Barrel mishap. I don't like their logo. I think that's where we've ended up with for sure. Definitely don't like their. I think it's so bland as to be useless. It doesn't have any of their brand personality, barely, and it fails as a logo other than for straight readability. But yeah, it has absolutely no personality. And the definitely go back to the original peg game. There was no reason to change it. I like the introduction of the barrel. See, that barrel should have just been their logo. Hello. Just
like that.
Just put the freaking font below that, and you're done. You're done.
Just like that. Just leave it. And triangular.
And instead of making it look like this is just a waste of time. And I could get into making the walls off white, that sort of antique white. That's fine. But there's no need to be so precious with the items and putting them in frames and collecting them. That's just ridiculous.
Wait till you get our son and his opinions on that.
Yeah, I think I'll ask him next week. All right, so let's wrap things up, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us on this rather strange episode being shot in my mom's living room. You like her curtains, by the way? Vintage 1980s. So there's a bit of an antique right there. All right, so here's the last clue that we have for the Name the Brand contest. In 2025, this restaurant chain's CEO, Julie Fels-Massino, revealed their brand's new logo and store remodel, which sparked online outrage from their many longtime customers. Many conservative influencers claim DEI influence, while designers mocked its blandness. And we definitely are among those who mock its blandness of the new logo. So if you know this brand, I just want you to put a hashtag and the name in the side chat right now without a space between the two words that form its name. And if you haven't figured out already, it is the topic that we have just been discussing for the last 20 minutes. Okay. And before we wrap things up and we get into the actual contest, just want to tell you about there's still 4 more days left in this contest. You can win a set of shooting earbuds from Pro here. And let me just post up a link to where you could you can post those. If I could find all of my windows. Live stream notes. There we go. Would be the one that's labeled live stream notes. So I'm going to post up the direct link to enter the contest there in the side chat. And of course, you could always find my current contest on the website at moondogindustries.com/contest. But here's a direct link for you. And all you have to do is be a subscriber to Moondog Go, and I'll post a link to this to qualify for this contest. And you can enter, and I'll be drawing the winner in about 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. So yeah, you have a chance. Get your contest entries in, and you could win a pair of these Pro Hear Bluetooth shooting earbuds. So they are hearing protection. They will cut out if it senses any sound above 80 decibels, so that you can use them out at the range. And they're great just for listening to music. I've tested them out, and they sound great. All right, and also, I should point out on the website, it's not a contest, but I am raising money for my son's middle school class trip to Washington, D.C. And of course, everybody should have an opportunity, especially as a student, to go visit our nation's capital and see all that history. So they're taking a class trip next spring to D.C., and we're raising money for him and for the school. We're going to help pay for all the teachers' luggage fees, because they're also, the teachers are, the middle school teachers are going to be there as their chaperones. So we want to help them out by, I'm going to help them out by selling some of the stuff that I have reviewed, like this night vision camera that clips onto your scope, and you can you can donate to their fundraiser. The price, which is half the retail price of the item that I have up on the yard sale. And not only will you get this, but you'll be helping out the school. So all the funds that go to the yard sale will be donated directly to the fundraiser. So I'm not keeping any of it. It's going to the fundraiser. And you can get a bunch of cool stuff, including right now. Let me just check out, what do I have right now posted up there? Moondog.com/yard sale. And oh yeah, right now somebody could get a TPO, a Texas Precision Optics 40 power, 5 to 40 power by 56 scope for by donating $160 to the fundraiser. So there you go. If you want a 40 power scope from TPO, I've reviewed this, and you could get it. So here's a link to that yard sale. And now let me bring up the giveaway tool, and we have 4 entries for Cracker Barrel. So we're going to see who wins this thing. Okay.
Wait a second. If you have 4 people,
and
and
we're
you've
giving
got-
away 3 flags.
3
So
flags.
one person's not going to win. 3 people are going to win.
You should throw in the K-pop Demon Hunter sticker pack.
I'll do that for next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh yeah, don't forget to smash that thumbs up, folks. Definitely hit like and hit subscribe, hit that notification bell before we do the contest here. So, do you want to give us a countdown? I'll hit the draw button.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Who's going to win the patch? And we'll throw in a sticker from Evic.
Yeah.
Mark Morris. And he's also the first one who, I think he was the first person to post in the side chat today. So here we go. Mark, congratulations. All right. So
Yay.
why don't you work the cursor and hit draw again.
Okay.
All right. Next one. Number 2 goes to.
And
Pick.
hey.
Congratulations, Pick. All right. And number 3 goes to. Porsche Speedster. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being on this special episode. And
was ranting about Cracker Barrel's new rebranding.
yeah, we're ranting about the rebranding. But yeah, and oh yeah, you've got to. Let me just. Yeah, there we go. Since it's just the 2 of us, and you're not on your camera. But anyway, thanks to everybody for joining us. Next week we'll be back in my studio in San Francisco, and hopefully, if I can get my guests lined up, we're going to be talking about that new hot video and that new hot movie, streaming movie, K-pop Demon Hunters. We're talking about the stickers. I was going to give that away, and I'm hoping to get 1, possibly 2 special guests, animators. One an ex-animator from Pixar, and the other a current animator from a studio which cannot be named because they are very, very very litigious, and they're very sensitive about any of their employees talking about their projects. But let me just say that they are they are the studio that is most embarrassed by the success of K-pop Demon Hunters, because all of their most recent animated films have failed so poorly. along
I shouldn't be laughing.
with their Star Wars and Marvel franchises, but the people who work at these at the animation houses are good folks who love to create things. But yeah, they are saddled with, unfortunately, higher ups in the C-suite who make really dumb decisions. Anyway, hopefully I'm trying to work the schedule to get them on as guests to talk about K-pop Demon Hunters next week. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully you can join us for next week's show, and be sure to and thank you Jay Delta there for prayers. My mom's doing much better now. I thought I was going to get into it a little bit. Don't want to saddle you with the long drama sad story. So the short story is, my mother started dialysis, which for many of you who have family members or may actually have to have kidney failure, have to get dialysis. It is a big deal on your body, but at the same time, she had the so often sad story of an older woman falling and breaking her hip, which she did at home at this house. And she's now living alone. But thankfully, at the time, she had friends visiting her. But they weren't there. They just heard her calling out. So anyway, thankfully, it wasn't like days later. It was just a couple of more minutes. But anyway, she broke her femur, her hip, and they had to do emergency surgery. So all these things just sort of just snowballed in the last 3 weeks. So I was here a couple of weeks ago because of a funeral, and that was before she broke her hip. It's literally 3 days after I left, she broke her hip. So then I had to scramble and find a place for her to live, because she can't stay here. She can't live in her own house because it's just not. She can't live alone. 2, the house is not built for somebody who is disabled. It would require way too much. There's stairs just to get to the sidewalk. Just a lot of stuff in this house. And then, more importantly, she can't live alone. So we found a great place for her to live, not far from us, like half an hour away, in this town south of San Francisco. That's just a great place. So, but this whole rigmarole, the reason I couldn't join you for a live stream last week is because I had to get her on a plane as she got out of surgery, out of the hospital. So as soon as I could get her out of the hospital, I had to get her on a plane like 2 days later, fly her up to San Francisco, get her into her new apartment, and then now I'm back here cleaning out her house so we could sell it for her. So yeah, lots of stuff happening. It's the reason why this is we're broadcasting to you today from all of this. So again, thank you for your prayers, and that's all I ask for many of you is pray for my mom, pray for her recovery, and pray for the deal on this house going through with all of the inflation and everything. We do have a buyer who is interested in the house, but they're just worried that they're just trying to get bids from contractors right now. But with all of the rebuilding that's going on in Southern California after the fires, as you saw in the Pacific Palisades earlier this year, the price, the amount of prices have gone up crazy here in Southern California to do a remodel because of all the rebuilding that's going on. So yeah, anyway, long story short, prayers really do work, and we appreciate it. So her name's Linda Del Mundo. So say a prayer, go to church this Sunday, say a prayer for her. Would be much appreciated. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week, or at least I will.
This guy.
Yeah. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. God bless. Moondog out.
Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.